Hi, I'm Shelina, welcome back to the Waitrose channel, and today I'm going to show you a delicious Mauritian bread and butter pudding. The star of the show is using leftover burger buns. Now I've got the flavours of Mauritius running through this with loads of vanilla, which is typically found on the island, lots of coconut, and then I've got these raisins. When they cook, they plump up. This is really traditional in Mauritius, and I have such fond memories of coming home from school and having a slice of this cold straight from the fridge, and I just remember it being the perfect treat. So I hope you love it. It's a one bowl recipe and it's so simple. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my buns. Now they are a few days old, which is key to this recipe, okay? And all we're literally going to do is just tear them up into quite small pieces. Now, don't worry if they're sort of different sizes. In Mauritius, we normally have bread for breakfast. It's quite a French beginning to the day with cheese and butter, and it's normally the leftover bread that we use for this recipe, either that or a baguette. So we're just gonna crumble this through, and you sort of get lost in this kind of job, really. It's quite a nice, relaxing bit of the recipe. So that's really what we're looking for. This is such a simple recipe, so for the full ingredient list, go to the description. So this recipe is actually perfect for the kids to do. In fact, my daughter made the full recipe all by herself. Very proud mum moment, she's only 4. And she actually did a reel on Instagram, so you have to check it out. It literally is the cutest thing ever.
We put it in the oven and be careful, it's very hot. Now, slice it up. Wow, I ate this after school, it was so yummy.
And for the full recipe for that, you can go to my Instagram reel. Okay, perfect. And don't worry if you've got some big bits and some small bits, it all adds character to the bread and butter pudding when it's cooked. So now I'm gonna add in some vanilla bean paste, and I'm using the bean paste because it's really rich and it's got so much vanilla in there as well. Pop that straight in. And the joy of this recipe is it's one bowl. So this is perfect. So just crack in 2 eggs. All of the Waitrose eggs are free range as well. Straight onto the sugar, and I'm using a unrefined golden caster. In Mauritius we have so many varieties of sugar, but having some of that molasses flavour is really important in this recipe. And I'm using melted butter, which is really important. This is where the richness of the butter comes in. And this is one of those recipes that is almost a throwback from colonial times, and it's got a real afternoon tea significance. And obviously in time, Mauritians have made it their own and turned it into this beautiful, rich, dense cake. So I'm tumbling in my raisins, and as they cook, they get rich, sticky and plump. So with the leftover raisins, just pop them straight into a clear jar and just store them away. I have a beautiful recipe with Waitrose called Ali, which is an Egyptian tray bake essentially, and you can use some raisins in that as well. And now I'm gonna add in the coconut milk. Now in Mauritius, they actually use cow's milk, but I really wanted to add that extra richness, and I found using the coconut milk is the perfect addition. And it just smells amazing already, that coconut, that vanilla. It literally transports me to the island. And it's as easy as that. So that's it, mix it up, and we're gonna bake it. So let's just get stuck in. And all you wanna do is just make sure that everything is thoroughly mixed together. It looks a mess, I know, okay? It looks horrible at this stage, but trust me, trust in the process. And that's it. I didn't even break a sweat. So the next thing we're gonna do is pop it straight into a loaf tin. So I'm using a non-stick loaf tin, and if yours is a little worse for wear, maybe just grease it a little bit with butter. And all we have to do is just tip this straight in, and just using the back of your spoon, just sort of make it a little bit flat, and that helps when it's baking. It will all sort of rise at the same time. And that's it. So this is gonna bake in the oven until it comes out a light golden brown color and there's no jiggle left. So it should be fully cooked through. I think in Mauritius, traditionally, it would come straight from a fridge and eaten cold because it's just so hot in Mauritius. So I love to make sure that I cool this down properly and have it cold after school for my daughter. But one of the recipes that I developed at La Casa Mama, which is my restaurant, is a really naughty version of this, where I slice it up and then proceed to fry it in loads of butter, and the butter will go into like a beurre noisette, so it adds this gorgeous brown nutty caramel flavour. Crisp up the whole pudding, like a whole slice, and then sprinkle it with cinnamon sugar and top it with coconut ice cream, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. It was one of our specials at the restaurant. Very naughty, very dense, very filling, but very delicious. So if you do the naughty version, I would love to see your recipe. So take a picture and post on socials. So there you have it, baked in its glory, the Mauritian pudding with a lovely golden brown colour. Now what I've done is let this cool down, and I've also popped it in the fridge. And all we're going to do is just place a knife right around, and we're going to flip it over. Little tap, and that looks fantastic. And all we're going to do is now slice these as thick as you like. Such fond memories of this. It's much thicker and denser than a bread and butter pudding that you would traditionally have, but that coconut milk adds that real lovely bounce and deliciousness. And look at that, all those raisins are lovely and plump, and with all the different kind of textures of that bread, you can see them all through it. And as you open it up, lovely, rich, sticky, gorgeous. I can't resist it. I'm gonna have to have a bite. It's so good. Oh, the memories just come flooding. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you soon with a load more delicious recipes from me. I'm off to go and eat this.